There's people with college degrees, 2 degrees even, that can't find a job. In the United States, the construction industry is a $1.8 trillion industry. Get in the field and get your piece of the pie. Young men and women, let's talk about the construction industry and the huge opportunity that is within that industry. I think there's maybe a negative stigma that, oh, you're a construction worker, you just break your back and don't get paid anything and, eat donuts all day. But it couldn't be further from the truth. There's a huge need for really all areas of the construction industry. And yeah, we can start with, the framer, the drywaller, but let's get a little more detailed than that. Beyond that, the back of the house, right? There's estimating departments. There's project management, there's construction management, there's drafting, there's architecture. It's a huge wide array of fields within the industry. And I know it's not really pushed in society as much, but you could make a ton of money doing that. It's a very rewarding career as well. So you don't have to break your back if you're not one that likes to work with your hands. Then you could go into the office side of things and make, high 6 figures for yourself and your family and do something that you love. Don't overlook the industry because there's a lot of opportunity there. And you'll never have to be worried about having a job either, because according to UpMetrics, there's almost a 75% of markets have a labor shortage in the industry right now. That's 2024 statistic. So what that tells me, we're all short on labor. Again, that's all across the board. So as an employee coming in with a skill set, you have the advantage. And that gives you the leverage of being able to negotiate whatever it is that you're looking for, whether that be, a salary with a bonus potential or however you structure that, company vehicle, corner office, golf membership. You can get creative with negotiating. That's a great tip I just gave you. Keep that in mind, and maybe it's something that you want to look into, because I know the societal reference is, oh, they're a doctor, they're a lawyer. Oh, they must be rich. For one, most doctors and lawyers would disagree with that. It's not always, oh, they're a doctor, they're a lawyer, they must be rich, right? It's not, oh, they're a contractor, they must be rich, because it's kind of a little secret. And don't go telling everybody that. You can get in the industry with a ton of opportunity, a huge upside to it, and really have a career that you enjoy and a career that you don't have to worry about it going away, right? AI is not going to take away the construction industry. I can guarantee you that. AI is coming in certain aspects of it. AI, robotics, yes, but it's helping us to become more efficient at what we do. It's not replacing people. It's assisting people and making operations better. In the United States, the construction industry is a $1.8 trillion industry. Did you know that? Probably had no idea, never even thought about it. That's a huge industry. That's a lot of money, which tells me there's a lot of opportunity within that. And worldwide, it's $12.7 trillion industry. But let's back up to just here in the States. That is 4% of our country's economy is in the construction field, in the construction world. The buildings we're in, the roads we drive, all of that is construction. It's all related, and that's $1.8 trillion within that. You should go get your piece of it and get in the field and get your piece of the pie. By 2032, construction robots are set to be $3.8 billion in the construction industry. And last week I was talking about Optimus and robots coming into the industry. And I thought I was on the forefront of something until I read this article. So it kind of brought me back down to earth. But that's really amazing to think that in just a few years, it's highly likely that we're going to see robots on our jobs performing tasks. And it's near, but it still blows my mind. And I'm very excited about the future and what that's going to look like to have men and women and robots essentially working together on a job site, communicating, scheduling, and executing. It's going to be really cool to see. So regarding the robots in the construction industry and how I touched on AI not replacing, humans in the business, with $3.8 billion robotics market in the construction industry, that creates a whole nother sector within the construction industry, which would be the robotics, right? Because someone's going to have to program them, someone's going to have to maintain them. And I'm no robotics expert, but I'm sure there's many more specialties that would be robotics related that would be opened up. The more the robots get involved in the industry, the more of a need there would be for those individuals, engineers that work on and build those robots. So it's really cool, if you think about it, how the industry is evolving and looking towards the future. Part of the reason, yes, you have efficiencies and they don't call in sick and, they don't have hangovers, whatever else. But we have a 75% of markets labor shortage as it is. So if more people aren't getting into the business, robots are going to be filling those open positions. And there are tens of thousands of open positions right this minute in the construction industry that just we aren't able to fill. Again, that just spells out how big the opportunity is and how much of a need there is within the industry. And if people are out there wondering, maybe a 21-year-old guy or a gal, they don't know what they're going to do with their life. Well, not that I'm advertising unions, but I think there's great things within unions. You join a union, you get a good paying job, good benefits, and you get trained while you're working. They go to class. A few days a week, they go to class. They're learning a trade. Just the way someone in college would go to class, the union shops do the same. So they're working in the day, in the field, on the job, and they're going to school at night, learning that trade. So if it's a carpenter, they're learning carpentry. If it's a mason, putting up block in the day, and then they're going to school and learning about it at night. Electrical, very high-paying job. You become an electrical journeyman, and the sky's the limit. You're talking very high-paying jobs that people with college degrees, 2 degrees even, that can't find a job. So for the unions, because not everyone is a big union fan, and we aren't a union shop, so I could care less. But the only people building subways and bridges and, these massive towers, that's all union work. Because I'm going to get some flack for this one, but they are the highest skilled guys and gals out there. Because when they're working in the day, they're in the books in the night. And so they don't reach out to just any shop to build these massive mega projects. These are union projects, and it's for a reason, because they have the highest skilled workers. So you're talking about making a great salary, and prevailing wage and union rates are, let's just say on the low end $60 and on the high end $110 an hour. So add that up over a year and see how much that salary is. You're talking really, really good money. So if I can go back to the 18-year-old me, not knowing what I wanted to do, knowing some things I enjoyed doing, but maybe school, wasn't your favorite thing, then why not join the construction industry? You can go right to work. All your buddies are at school, learning nothing, doing nothing, and making no money. You could get right out of high school, join an outfit, get to work, and start making a great rate immediately. It puts people ahead, and I've seen some of the stuff online, and it's very true and it's very real. It's obtainable. For someone to get out of, let's just say, high school, enter a field, enter a trade, and get to work and start earning some real money right away. And as 2, 3, 4 years down the road, when you really have an awesome skill set, you're starting to become, working towards that journeyman level, which really makes you an expert. You can do whatever you want, and you could go to any company you want and earn some serious money and set yourself up for a great future and a great life. When hiring, what do we look for? Great question. Tough question. Because it's changed. The bar is not so low that it's just show up. But let's face it, showing up to work every day and on time, that in itself is a plus. But second to that is performing. And depending on which tier, right? I mean, you have an apprentice who's not expected to know everything because they're there to learn. But we need people that, let's start with, able to read a tape measure and go from there. But in all seriousness, dependable people and honest people are the top two, because you have to be able to know that someone's going to show up to work. That way, when a job is scheduled, you know that you can stay on that schedule. If you have people that are hit and miss, every Monday they're sick, every Friday they want to leave early, big problem for productivity. And not only does it affect that individual in the company and the company's schedule, but it affects the team, the morale, right? Because if they know, John calls in sick on Monday and leaves early on Friday, it's demoralizing. And if everyone's on the same page, everyone works together to achieve the same goal, everyone feels better, they're more excited about things, they enjoy coming to work, they enjoy going to the job site and getting things done and moving forward. So I think that's a big one. And the skill set. If we're out there telling the customer and showing the customer what great work product we turn out, well, with that work product, it takes highly skilled individuals. And highly skilled individuals cost. If it's a homeowner and they're looking for, an A+ job, then it's an A+ price that goes with that. But the reason being, it's high-grade materials and it's top-notch labor. So you're not going to go to Home Depot and pick up a guy and bring him to someone's house and expect that you're going to get that great product that the customer is looking for. Honesty, and I've talked about that one in the past, but I've worked with employees that just aren't honest, and it's miserable, especially if you're talking to them and you're having to communicate with an owner, but you're not even confident in telling the owner something because you're not confident in the person. And that's a tough conversation because you're always second guessing yourself. Well, is what he told me, is that true? Is it accurate? Do I believe him because these other things he's done and shown proves that he's not completely honest? And to try to take that and discuss it with an owner, it's just not a good look, and it's not something comfortable. I like to have those conversations with an owner and be 100% confident in everything we're talking about, everything we're going over, and more so everything we're promising them. Because the last thing we're going to do is tell them we're going to do something and not deliver on that. So that's what circles back to having the honest people. Because we know if he said he did this, or if he said this is going to be done by this day, we can rest on that and assure the owner that that's what's going to happen.